What is up, everyone? Welcome to Mechs on Deck. It's Wednesday, and Dave and I are joined by a very special guest, Mr. Pwade. How you doing, dude?
Oh, I can't complain.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I still do, but I probably shouldn't.
Mr. Pwade, how's it going, man? Guys, if you don't know who Pwade is, he is the designer of many amazing keycap sets First and foremost, you'll probably know him from GMK Taro, as well as GMK Analog Dreams. Round 2 of that is running right now, as well as GMK Tai T and Windbreaker, which we'll get into all 4 of those in a little while. But how are you doing, man? I know you just got back from vacation.
Yeah, lovely South Dakota. It was a trip. My girlfriend has like extended family out there, and I met some of them a couple years back, but like it was my first time going out there, and it was an experience. I rode a horse for the first time.
There you go.
Hell yeah. How was it? Did you enjoy it, or were you just terrified the entire time?
No, it was a really like mellow ride. Like we just went like a few miles down the road. Like they were taking them to somebody else's farm. So it wasn't too scary. It was they were gentle on me.
Good, good, good. It's always
I had I
scary.
had I had like a 31-year-old horse who like
Jeez.
Good lord.
he's just chill.
He just took his time. He's
Yeah,
got nowhere to be and all day to get there.
pretty much.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's always scary when the horse like just kind of gallops a little bit, like you get up into an open space and just kind of it's kind of going for it just a little bit, and you're like, chill down, dude. Come
It's
on,
like,
man.
all right, calm down. Because then when your legs start bouncing, it starts thinking that you're like, oh,
Yeah.
go. And you're like, God damn it. So, welcome to Max on Deck. We talk about horse riding.
Yeah.
Eric, how are you, man? How was your? Did you have all 4 tires?
I did.
good shape this morning?
Tires are still good. I had a flat yesterday morning in my 5 minute
Oh.
drive from here from my apartment to work. But yeah, no, all tires still good, still good. What about you? How's summer vacation treating you so far?
It was hot today.
It was,
It was
hot.
hot.
Today.
We made this giant list, of like shit to do, like catch up on chores around the house, and we've only got one thing left. But today was one of them was give Howie a bath, and he's actually fantastic at taking baths, but getting him into the bathroom is the difficult part. But it was adorable because today we turned everything on, and like once we got him to the bathroom, he was like, "Fine, let's just fucking get this over with." And he goes and like tries to hop into the bathtub. He just
awesome.
accepts his fate.
At least
So-
he's small. Getting Anubis in the bathtub.
Oh
is-
no, when I used to work at PetSmart, it's it's basically WWE. You're like, is everything okay? Did someone spray you down? Like, no, didn't get wet, just sweating profusely. But well, first and foremost, give a quick shout out to our awesome sponsors and partners. We've got OmniType, Project Keyboards, Kinetic Labs, and Canon Keys, as well as Zap Cables, Type B, Smith & Rune 3D Keys. We'll hear more from them later. We usually start off this stream with new guests and old alike with a fast 4. So, top 4 favorite switches.
Ooh. Oh, I gotta get a top 4? Jeez, that's so many. That is so many switches. I mean, I don't even. I guess I have 4 switches across some of my keyboards. I mean, like, number 1, I think I would say is probably like BKE Redux heavies.
Those are solid. Those are one of the few that I would never go through the effort, but I appreciate it.
Oh, they're beautiful. Like, they're a tactile that no MX switch can compare to. Like one of my other options, like I've got my Taro board at the office has like Zeal V2s, and like V2s they're pretty tactile, but like when it comes to the BKE, it just you can't touch it.
The suction cups.
Yeah, because I've got it's an HHKB with the heavies and lubed and case foam. So it is. I need to fix up that board because some of the dome shifted, but otherwise, that is like far and away like my favorite board that I have. Um, as far as other switches, I've got this guy with some Mauves.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just a JWK linear. It was it's a gasket board, so I was like, I might as well do a linear build. It's a gasket board. They're JWK linears. Can't complain about them.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Other, yeah, you get a top three. I don't care. I honestly like. I'm not that picky about my switches. I've got some like Okamochis waiting for a build
Mm-hmm.
to try those out, but yeah.
Yeah. And switches now are like at a point where, like you said, like JWK linear, just pick one and it's
Pick
solid.
one. Pick one. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like you gotta be an incredibly picky individual to like really sweat the differences,
Yeah.
which
Especially when you
I
start
am
like
not.
spring swapping, and it's just like
Oh,
then literally every JWK is like the
yeah,
exact same based on
yeah,
maybe a little sound difference.
yeah. Like my Polaris is like the only board that like the switches are lubed. Like all of my other MX switch boards, like I don't bother lubing. Like my Zeal's unlubed. Like I don't have time for that. I will pay someone else to do it, and like that's why I've got the Okamochis like just kind of chilling because I want to find someone to lube them. I'm just not sure who I want to have do it yet, but I don't have time for that myself.
Yeah, lubing is quite a process, and it's one of those things. I used to get really excited for it. Not like really excited, but like it was one of those things that I did kind of enjoy. And
Yeah.
then as I've had to do it more and more, especially emphasis on the had, like the times when you're like, oh hey, you have to get ready for a stream tomorrow, and
Right.
now you have to lube like 100 switches tonight. You're like,
That's
fuck.
me like tomorrow.
Yeah,
But
like my issue is like I felt enough good boards at like meetups and stuff. Like I felt some really nice boards so that I know what a nice board feels like. But because like I was pretty cheap with actually like getting my boards, I didn't really have those early practice boards of like learning how to lube properly and things like
mhm.
that. Where it's like now I just want a nice board, but I don't want to be like experimenting with the switches. Like I'll just send them off somewhere and they'll come back in the mail a little bit later. Like
Absolutely. Well, next up on the Fast Four, your top four favorite key sets, excluding your own.
excluding my own. Okay. 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 I can work with that. I would say Hyperfuse Origins. Um, Skydolch. I like to do Skydolch paired with the old CMYK mods with the like the purple win keys.
Mhm.
It's got to be the ones that have the purple. Um, let's see what else. I'll throw probably. I mean, the only I've got SA, Nantucket Selectric, which I don't really type on, but like as far as just like the execution of the theme, like Nantucket Selectric is just such a good key set.
Mhm.
Like it works so well with the profile, and yeah. Oh, and then the fourth. The only other set I own, I think, is Plum. I'm not saying that's a top key set. Um, Gosh, I'm trying to think of what have been some good ones recently. Honestly, like I've been trying to think lately of like, what's a key set that is either like shipped recently or, come out recently that I wouldn't mind owning, and like the one that I kind of keep looking at is Delta.
Mm-hmm. A sleeper, the 2019 sleeper set.
Yeah. Like, I only wish that the alphas were slightly more exciting because the mods look so good.
Yeah.
I just want like a little bit of color worked into the alphas somehow.
I feel you.
But yeah, but
Like,
yeah, so I,
yeah.
Well, it's yeah, because the only way I could think of even making that look good is if you went mono, like where just mods, all the alphas were just the same as the mods.
I mean, you could do that, or you could like. I would be interested to see if you did like a low contrast alpha using the teal as the legends
Mm-hmm.
on the alphas. And that might not work as well, but I would be intrigued to see it.
But that
Yeah.
teal looks really good. It came out
It's such a
really
good
well.
teal.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing that gets me, because like it in like the realm of keyboards, like that minty cyan, like that is a color that I just love. Like one of the first, one of the first key sets I joined the group by for was Pulse, like SA Pulse Round 2, and like them teals slash cyans, they do something special.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Next up is top 4 favorite keyboards.
Oh man.
I think we know number 1.
I mean, number one is HHKB. Like it's gotta be. Um, Number two, I would say Polaris, because I got like that's what is on here. Like I got my Polaris, and like getting that boy at group buy price is like the bang for your buck. There is just ridiculous. Other than that, boy, I don't know. I've got like a Revo, which is kind of
Ooh,
fun.
old school.
Yeah, I honestly like I am a ballin' on a budget type of board collector. Like this one was like the Revo was actually a Secret Santa gift from a friend. Um, and then my other board is a Campine, um, by Alex at Pank, and it's like a pretty old school like tray mount cone feet, like. But yeah, the where is she's in here somewhere. Wait, where is it? Where'd my HHKB go? That's concerning.
Someone
I
yoinked
think it
it
might
while
have.
you're on vacation.
Yeah, maybe. I think it might be out in the different room. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I think the Polaris, well, two things. One, it's funny the people that have come on and been like HHKB is the favorite board. It's been like Garrett from Omnitype,
Mm.
Huey from Huey or Man of Interest, you, and there's been a couple other where you're like, so these people who are super invested in MX style boards and
Products.
switches
Yeah.
and products
Oh
are
yeah.
all like just like, nah, dude, just set me up with a HHKB. I could go buy something I could go buy on Amazon, mess around with for a couple weeks, and be perfect.
Like honestly, like that is what keeps me from being like 100% using Topra boards, like from using the HHKB all the time, is because I love key sets.
Yeah.
Like if there was a good MX slider solution, wouldn't use anything else probably. Like yeah, I am a sucker for tactility, and
Oh,
you just it's so hard to beat Topra in that regard.
true.
Very much so.
Did I say 4 boards, or did
did.
I only say 3 again? Okay.
No, you did. You got 4.
Yeah, you got 4.
Okay. Okay.
But I guess, oh, yeah, the second thing I was going to say, I was talking about bang for your buck. I think the number 2 board you mentioned, the Polaris, kind
Mhm.
of blew that wide open, being
Oh,
at
yeah.
$300. Just like, it's like, this is how good you have to be $300. And if you're more than this, you got to bring something else to the table.
Yeah. Like, I was in a different Discord the other day, and, I don't remember what the exact conversation was, but the Polaris came up, and somebody was like, "Oh, well, the design's a little uninspired," or something like that. It's like, I don't give a shit what the design looks like. It was $265 and types like a dream. Like, get out of here with that design critique. Like, I ain't got time for that.
Yeah, well, and yeah, as someone said, yeah, $300 group buy. Uh,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
no,
it's
it definitely it brings that, like, well, this is what can be done
at
now
that price
at
point.
that price. Now they sold 700. It'd probably be a little bit more if it
Right.
was 100 boards, because they knew they were going to sell a bunch. But honestly, the only thing, and it kept me from
I'm
getting a
basically an
Leaf.
adult now.
It kept me from getting the E6 V2 a few different times. And the Polaris, it's a 60%, but it's a non-standard PCB. That's the only,
Don't
that's
bother
literally
me.
that's the only thing that annoys me with that. And I mean, for those who build it once and forget about it, it's not an issue, but it can potentially limit what, it can potentially limit, like, how you kind of have to go into that knowing, okay, this is exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah, and honestly, like that's how I try to build my boards. Like, I pretty much like pick them with a key set in mind. Like,
Mhm.
I'm pretty unadventurous when it comes to like switch choices. So like, I am very much like a build it and forget it.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's build it and try to ignore all the things I screwed up.
Basically an adult now for 19 months. Thank you, Langlandia. How is the kitten? I hope the kitten is well.
Yeah. It's got a nice little
So,
kitty.
but again, guys, oh, sorry. Or no, we haven't
Yeah.
even gotten to the fourth one.
Yeah. Come on, Dave. All
Tired.
right. Last one that has nothing to do with keyboards. Top 4 favorite foods.
Ooh, top 4 favorite foods. Um, okay. Breakfast burritos.
A man after my own heart.
Oh, I love a good breakfast burrito. There's, I don't want to like go too hard into this, but like there's a place here you can get like a breakfast quesarito,
Ooh.
and then like you can get like tater tots in it, and everything else. Oh, it's like the size of a kitten. It's great. Um, Honestly, I'm a sucker for like just like various like instant noodles, be it microwave or stovetop ones. Like, those are always a good go-to for if I don't feel like thinking about what to eat. Um, what's another top 4 food? Like, honestly, I love so much food. That's what makes it hard.
Mm-hmm. Getting to number 4 is the tough one.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just because I've been craving one lately, but I kind of want to say like euros.
Solid.
If you can find a good Euro place. Whew.
There's a good place up near me. It's like there's this place up in Cleveland called like the West Side Market. It's like all these food vendors and stuff, and there's just a place called Steve's Euros, and
Just a
oh,
dude who makes Euros.
oh,
Those are always the
Like,
best. Where it's like, I make gyros. Anything else? No.
nope. No, you can literally their menu is Euro or a jumbo one. And some like you can get a pop. Like that's it. That's all they got. Um oh fourth. I want to say like good pulled pork. Emphasis on the good because I've had some bad pulled pork. But my parents are very good cooks and they've done like catering and stuff and they do barbecue. My dad's got a giant ass smoker and they do some phenomenal pulled pork.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, guys, if you missed my intro earlier, this is Pwade. He has done GMK Taro. He designed GMK Analog Dreams. He designed GMK Taiti. He designed the very much anticipated GMK Windbreaker. He also runs a show called Keyset Crimes. If you guys have not, I believe that you guys recently moved that show to Sundays.
Yeah, we moved to Sundays where we've been experimenting with scheduling, honestly.
So we tried to get him on. We tried to get you on. God, probably like 5 or 6 months ago. I spoke with you.
Yeah.
But you guys were streaming during Wednesday, and then
Right.
recently, after Analog Dreams Round 2 popped up. So before we talk about Taro, I do want to talk about Analog Dreams Round 2. Guys, it's on Novel Keys right now. If you don't know what the set looks like, I will happily flex my wife's Bower, because this set is fantastic. It's very bright, but somehow dull at the same time. Like, it's bright, but it doesn't hurt when you look at it.
That's a good way to put it.
The alphas are just phenomenal. I think that kind of like off white and brighter purple just really, really do a great job. And you've managed to put multiple colors on a board and make it all look great, which is hard to do.
I love the way
You went past 3 colors and made it look phenomenal.
Yeah,
So,
I mean the nice thing with like the beige is like that's just GMK's L9, like for like 9009 alpha color, and like I honestly the funny thing is I'm not like a huge fan of beige key sets, as you may guess, based off the sets I've done. But like if you're gonna use a beige, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Like
yeah.
just use the stock color. Like it works great. Like but yeah, it's I am terrible at like restricting myself to like a singular accent color. Cause like
I couldn't tell based on your sets.
Again, yeah, if you couldn't tell, but like that's what like with Taro when I was first doing it, I had like just the cyan, and then somebody was like, well, you should try a yellow too, see how that looks. So I tried the yellow, and I'm like, oh damn, that looks good too. So then you got to figure out how to work in 2 accent colors, which is just a nightmare.
Yeah, I'm sure kidding wasn't just a walk in the park or anything like that.
It's not.
You've been very successful at it, and I think talking about using the stock color, it really, I think, gives people, when you have a set that, I know at least for me personally, and I think there's been quite a few other people who, when they first saw Analog Dreams Round 1, they were like, I don't know how this is going to look.
Oh, yeah.
Having that stock color kind of reassures you a little bit. But then, man, dude, when Analog Dreams came out and that first started shipping, that's one of the few sets where I was like, I got the like hype train, like, am I going to try to pay like flip price for this? Because this thing looks awesome.
Yeah, well, I got mine on Black Friday. I got it for my wife. The irony is that we sold Tokyo Nights like the following day,
Oh,
and then now I kind of see analog nightmares, and which
yeah.
kind of just looks like a better Tokyo Nights.
True.
And but I was like, I forget, there was another set running alongside
Mm,
Analog Dreams, and I don't remember what it was, but it was on that Black Friday. They released like everything,
yeah.
and there was one other set that I think was a little bit more recent.
Mm,
Either that or it was Olivia, which it's Olivia, right? And I was like,
right.
I think I have my window, because you can only get one thing. And I was like, all right,
Oh,
Analog Dreams
right.
base kit. You could go back around and get something again
Yeah.
if you put in a separate order. But camping. Camping was the other one where it was like, those two people were really trying to go get. And I was like, if I can do this in like under 10 seconds, I can pick this up. And I keep noob. I was in Discord with her, and I was just like, boom, got it, go. All right, we're good. like my heart was racing for just the clock to turn.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely an interesting set to try to like sell people on, because like who's combining beige and pastels? Like at the time, we had round one, like not many people were looking for that kind of vibe. But yeah, I do think once it shipped, it definitely won a
it,
lot of people over.
it's a set that it does better in person. It's not like Bento.
Mm,
Bento's one. It's hard to judge what it looks like through a
hmm.
picture, but when you see it in person, now Analog Dreams photographs significantly better than Bento,
Yeah,
but Bento in person looks unreal. It's
yeah,
like the strangest thing. But Analog Dreams was at a time where my wife was super like bored with all of the key sets, and she
yeah.
wanted Taro, ironically, but I couldn't find Taro anywhere. Um, and
Well, if it was
then
then, yeah, if you were limited to looking for round one sets, there were not a lot of
yes,
those.
um, and then yeah, it was kind of, I was like, oh, well, this is a cool set. And she's like, oh, it's amazing. And then after that, it was kind of full speed ahead. After getting that, so but yeah, I mean, hell, you got probably top five, two of my wife's. I was like telling her the other day, I was like, yeah, we're gonna have Pwade on, the guy that did Analog Dreams, and yeah. Um, but what again, what I really really love is you seem to design a set that comes out, or it goes into group buy, the first one, and people are like, okay, like, and then some people are like, oh, that's cool, let's buy it. And then it comes out, and then people just start screaming at you for round twos because they're so angry that they
Yeah,
didn't get it. So what is that like? Because this is like the second time now
it
where
is.
you
Yeah.
design a set that people are like, why didn't I think this was better earlier?
Yeah, I mean, it's it's a mixed bag, I guess. Because I mean, obviously, like having a set sell great the first time would be nice. Um, Granted, not that it sold poorly, like because that was tail end of 2019, and we still did 500 units, which like
Solid for
two
the time.
times MOQ. Yeah, exactly. Like it's a little weird with like today's perspective of
Yeah,
how things are selling. Like, but at the time, yeah, 500 was not bad at all. Like,
500 was good.
yeah,
500 was like, oh damn, you sold 500. Well done.
right. But like on one hand, you know, that sort of aftermarket demand, gets me in with a vendor wanting to rerun it, which is always great. Especially if, say, the demand is there, like we have for Analog Dreams Round 2, where I can do some really crazy kitting because we're pricing at 1,000 MOQ. And, I can go just balls to the wall. Like you've got Split Bars, Alice, 40% compat, all in base for $125. Like being able to do that sort of flexible kitting, like I really like to be able to offer that sort of stuff. Um, the downside is, with timelines being what they are, is like it's hard to try to balance getting new stuff out there.
Mhm.
Like you don't want, like, obviously I want people to be able to have my sets, but I also don't want to just be rehashing my sets over and over. So it's like it's a hard juggling act at times.
Absolutely. I'm interested to know two things about, or well, so obviously round one of Analog Dreams, just
Mhm.
regular alphas. Analog Dreams 2, what was the separate kit of the Japanese alphas is now the base kit.
Yeah.
Why, like, what led to that decision in just completely cutting out that, the Latin alphas from the kitting?
I mean, it honestly, like, it's a fair question. Like, it it sucks because, like, I do understand that, like, the sub legends, there are people who hate that look, but for me, it's a vaporwave set. The unnecessary, like, Japanese aesthetic is so intertwined to the theme of it. And, like, speaking personally, I haven't touched the Latin alphas. I've only used the hiraganas. So, like, to me, in the time from round one to where we are now, like, the hiragana kind of won me over as being what's more true to Analog Dreams. And that's not even to touch on sort of like the business side of things.
Mhm.
Alpha's kits aren't really blowing doors off lately. They're kind of shitty to price. They're hard to kit because it's like, do you go full Efros? Do you go certain languages which let you do like let you leave off punctuation. Um, if you wind up in a spot where, say, it needs to be bought out to hit MOQ, um, then you're putting yourself in a spot where it's like, if you're stuck buying out these alpha kits, that's money that could have gone towards base kits, which would get in the hands of people who want the set, when it actually ships and they have extras. You're kind of pulling away from the actual set being available to more people. So, like, Novel Keys basically asked me to keep the kitting as simple as I could. And,
It's
yeah, it's a polarizing choice, but the other thing was, with Digital Nightmares, I had the idea of doing the katakana because that one, it's a bit like more angular and
Mhm.
whatnot. So you've got sort of the stylistic differences there as well between the two sets, adding to the contrast of it all, I guess.
I think it shows an important like progression in the set. Like it's not just the same thing again, you know?
Right.
Yeah, it is things that existed in the first round, but you did change some things. Obviously, you brought in Digital Nightmares, which I also want to get into. But we talk a lot about how when you buy a key set, you are buying into the vision that the designer has put
Yeah.
forth. you're not
Yeah.
necessarily, as much as you're buying into what you see on the renders, but you're buying into their vision and you're trusting in them. And it's cool
Yeah.
to see that you're like, hey, I haven't touched Latin alphas. I don't think we need it. I don't want to do it. Let's just do it this.
Yeah.
We're gonna get probably one of the biggest base kits with tons of offerings. Which the fact that you get two different, or well, I guess three technically different colored escape and inner keys, and
Mhm.
split bars, all the stuff you get for $125 is nuts. Like it's
Exactly.
insane.
Yeah, and like I totally get where people who want Latin alphabet, like obviously, like I did ignore a bit of it because I can't. It's hard to break that down every single time someone says something like. But yeah, at the end of the day, it kind of did, like you said, it kind of evolved in my mind, you know, from where, like, when I was the mindset I was in with round one of like, you know, I wanted to keep the Latin alphas base because I didn't want to force that choice on people versus what's more true to the design of the set, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Honestly, I like it more. I'm starting to come around. I've been using Metaverse for like a week now. Dude, Sub Legends,
Full weeb
let's do it.
sets.
Let's do it.
Like, I totally agree with, you know, the haters that there's too many sets using them. Like, I'm completely on board there. Don't get me wrong. But like I said, it's a vaporwave set.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it's
it's
very
the
like
name of the game.
it's very like cyberpunky, you know,
Exactly.
steampunk. Like it's got that vibe to it. And then on top of that, you know, like this was already a thing. He just swapped it
Exactly.
out. Like it was
Yeah.
like now personally, I am someone that's like, cool. It's you know, I prefer Latin alphas, but then I look at that set and go, well, then that set's not for me anymore, and
Yeah.
I'm okay with that, you know.
Yeah.
And but you know, like Eric said, that it's your vision. It's not my
Mhm.
vision. If I want something similar to that, then I'll go out and make it.
Right.
But then I'll find out very quickly that hey, I don't design key sets. Like there's a fucking reason that I don't do that. So you know, it's kind of like I have the opportunity to get exactly what I want, but I'm not going to go through that effort, and therefore I give up my right to complain. So
There's also like 15 other key sets running every month that you could just
yeah, that I'm
Oh,
sure I'll be
find
like,
something
I'm
you
sure I'll
like.
be super.
Yeah, that's what cracks me up when people are like, you know, you got to change this, you got to change this, you got to change this, you got to change this. You just turn that into a completely different key set.
Yeah.
Wait 3 weeks,
And
and
you'll find
the set you want will come along. I
yeah,
swear.
you'll find something you like. Well, it's you know, and Eric and I had a long discussion about this probably about a year ago about we kind of have to find reasons why we don't like key sets now because a lot of stuff just looks good. So it's
Yeah.
like, well, you have to convince yourself not to like for control in this hobby,
Yeah.
which some people don't have. Yeah, I'll call you guys out because I don't either. But you have to like be really picky.
Oh yeah, that's
And
like
or you'll
I've
find
told-
yourself with 30 key sets and 5 keyboards and like use your keycap sets. Like I don't like that I've got key sets just sitting in a box, but they're also waiting to be put on a board.
Yeah.
So
Like I have told people like the fast track to like saving your money is to get jaded as fast as you can.
in a respectful manner. Like
Well,
this has nothing to do with any of your key sets, but the only reason I am not getting British Racing Green, no accent spacebar. I was like,
there
what?
you go.
Okay, cool. Guess I'm not getting it. Like save myself $150.
Like honestly, like they're like it's a little harder to like, at least in my mind, because like if I want a specific key set, I'll make it.
Yeah.
You know? Like so it's really hard for me to want a key set these days. That's why, like, you know, when I listed the sets I own, they're all freaking old as hell.
Mhm.
and it's like I it's if I want something, I can make it. So all the other stuff, I get to be picky as hell now.
It's a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing to be able to like get to that point where you're not just like, ooh, pretty colors. Let me buy that.
Yeah.
To where you're
Yeah.
like seriously like dissecting each
Oh yeah.
keyboard and key set, and you're like, all right, I like this. Do I like this enough to spend this much money? Okay, I do. I'll buy that one. Is this one good? No. And then one comes out and you're like, okay, I'm buying everything.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's really cool to get to that
Dude
point.
said something to me in a Discord. No, not buying that one. Like
I have had that where I'm like looking at like a keyboard or a key set, and then I see like who runs it. I'm like, I'm good. You know what? I'm good.
yeah.
I'm good.
I
I'll
mean,
survive.
honestly, that is one of the things like that kind of pulled me into the hobby is like being able to choose who to support. And I don't know when you guys like got into the hobby, but like I joined early 2016. So things were a bit smaller then with like vendors and whatnot. So like,
Or
when
lack
you're
thereof.
that's the thing. When you were interacting with so many of these, be it designers or vendors, whatever, on like such a personal basis, it was easy to choose who to support. Like you could actively choose to financially support someone, and like that really just kind of clicked for me.
Mhm.
Yeah, because that was the time when like GMK Group Buys were just like run by the person who is the designer. Like they were run by the designer for a
Right.
lot of them, and unless you got on drop, it was just
Right.
like you or a small vendor that was just helping you out, and it's just like you pay the invoice to GMK and then it shows up. Granted, it was a lot faster, but yeah.
Yeah.
God, it was.
Miss those days. Remember when Olivia took what 8 months, 8 months, and it was delayed twice.
Right. That was with
And
delays.
that was with delays. Well, so I want to talk about Taro again because you kind of started a wave of keycap sets without ever even really trying. Because I feel like a lot of the more popular sets nowadays follow what Taro had done and kind of done quietly, which is taking a color
Hmm.
and then having the dark mods and the light alphas. And
Right.
I look at Taro and I see Mizu. I see a little bit of Hamon. I see Terra. I see Bingsu. I see a lot of these
Mhm.
sets where I'm like, Taro did that a long time ago. And it's this super popular thing now where it's like, oh, let's pick a color and then we'll have kind of a pastel light version of it for the alphas
Right.
and then still follow the tried and true dark mods light alphas.
Right.
And Taro did that for a long time. So like you kind of started a trend without really intending to start a trend.
I am.
And I almost feel like Taro gets left out of that conversation. It's the one that did it.
I am. I feel so vindicated right now. Um, Not like an accusation of by any means, but to me, and this is not something like. Well, I would say I wouldn't normally say it out loud, but obviously I'm saying it on fucking Twitch. But normally I wouldn't say it out loud. That to me, Mizu is basically Blue Taro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like normally though, say a designer says something like that, that's a pretty tenuous connection. Like
Yeah.
you just look like a hater. Like I don't want to be that guy. So I'm not gonna say anything. Like it's whatever. But like
I mean, it is. I what the and well and the thing is, and I mean, listen, I fucking love Rensuya. Like Rensuya's a great person, great designer, but uh, well, the big separator there is the origin of, or at least the theme is completely different. We're talking about
Oh,
a drink,
absolutely.
a drink versus,
And that's what again
IP.
it comes back to. If I say something like that, like,
and then it
what the hell are you
gets
talking
sticky.
about?
Yeah,
Like,
it gets sticky. But and that's like anytime I say, "Oh, that just looks like Olivia," or "That just took from Olivia," I'm like, "Bitch, do you know what GMK carbon is?
Yeah.
Do you know what
right,
GMK hydro is?" Like,
right. I mean,
like,
how many years ago was it everything looked like a hyperfuse variant, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. But Taro, I forget how long ago Taro round 1 was. Like that was right when I was first getting into the hobby. Was
Yeah, that was
in the before times.
4 times. January of 2018.
gosh, was it January? Wow.
Because I literally started looking at keyboard stuff in January, and I made my first purchase in March. But I started having conversations with Eric in January, because it's like right after my birthday, and I was like, "Oh, this set's cool," but I don't really like purple, so. Because I remember he
If you
sent
don't
me
like
the
purple.
M. Yeah, right. He sent me the M6, the M60, the Rama M60 in purple, and I went $400 for a keyboard. You're insane. And he was like, "But think about that with Taro," and I was like, "That would look very extra, but you do you, bud." And here we are.
Yeah, it is strange that it has been that long sometimes, because yeah, I guess that does track actually, because yeah, it was about 2 years that I was like in the hobby before I did Taro.
There it is. Well, again, like I said, it set the tone early, and it truly is a set before its time. And then how was running round 2? Obviously, from January of 2018 until when it ran last year.
Yeah.
Well, the hobby got bigger.
Oh, just a little. Just
Vastly different experience
Just-
for sure.
Just a little bit. So what was it like running it from the first year to the second year?
I mean, I obviously knew a lot more about what the hell I was doing. Like that round 1 kit is uh it was something. It was a kit is what it counts as. But no, it was nice to be able to know what I was doing when it came to things like colors. Some people still kind of make mistakes when they go back and reference the round 1 colors. Uh, because I did it as hex. Because everyone I asked, like Hambury and Zambumon, I asked those guys back then, and they were like, "Yeah, you can use hex." So I was like, "Okay, cool." And then basically, when it came time to sample the colors, GMK sends me a Pantone book, like, pick some of these, bud. Like, so I had to go backwards from the renders trying to pick Pantones, like, it was awful. So being able to, round 2, I had Janglad doing renders for that one. So we started with Pantones that time, and that was smooth sailing. And since it was round 2, Novel Keys wanted it. We were able to push for the 1,000 MOQ. I was able to go just wild with the kittings. The only disappointment is that the Ergo kit did not happen.
Yeah.
Happens to the best.
It does, but it was wild. Going from 2018 when we pretty much had it limp across the finish line. Um, I'm pretty sure like one up keyboards and novel keys actually. Um, they bought a few sets to stock to help push it to MOQ. um, to then people wanted it bad enough to warrant us pricing it at 1,000 MOQ. Like it was
Well, at the
very
time, there
surprising.
wasn't many purple sets running around.
Oh no.
You had Hyperfuse, but that's not a purple set.
No,
That's just a
it's
set
not.
that
There's
accents with
purple in
purple.
it.
Yeah, but it's not like when you think of purple sets, I
Mhm.
think of Taro. When you think of a blue
Right.
set, you think of Mizu. When you think of
Right.
a green set, you think of camping. So it cornered that market. Now there's quite a few purple sets running around, but
Oh, absolutely.
so
Yeah,
but
back then you had what, like Deep Space? Like,
Yeah, which that was pretty far after it. But
yeah.
it is funny. I look at the base kit from round one because I was pulled up the interest check earlier and I was looking at it and I'm like, man, this screams before, like when MOQ mattered. This screams
oh
MOQ
yeah.
matters kit because you have like things that are just like would never be in a base kit today, just
No,
shoved in there
not at
just to like
all.
please. It's we talked about earlier about changing with the Japanese alphas for the Hiragana sub legends in Analog Dreams 2, where you can make that change because like people are gonna buy it. There's enough people. Back then
Right.
in 2018,
You didn't know.
you didn't know, so you just have to shove random keys in that people are like, "Hey, I need this. Hey, I want this." Like that Google
Yeah.
form, it matters. Now it does matter, but it's not as important as it was back then.
Yeah. And honestly, like a decent chunk of my kitting for round one was actually lifted from Terminal.
Hmm.
Because that had some bonkers kitting. Because that one actually had like I want to say it had like macro blanks
Mm-hmm.
in it. I was like, okay, that I can trim out. Like that one, I don't need that little bit. But then like all the other nonsense I pretty much kept in there.
Well, Terminal had the benefit of it's like, oh, I don't have to give you two different pipe keys and two different tildes and all
Right,
that.
right. Which, looking back, I realize that now.
Yeah.
But like at the time, it's like you're just kind of
You're like, I don't know
throwing
what I'm
it.
doing. I'm just gonna make it work.
Yep,
Yeah.
let's just so yeah, I'm looking at the kitting right now and
It was something.
it's a kit, that's for sure.
It is a kit.
So but you also did GMK Thai Tea,
I did.
which was just another set that you just, I guess, were looking at drinks that you got somewhere at a boba place and said, "Why not do this?" So explain how I'm making fun because I do. You told us the story right
Yeah.
before we went on, but
Yeah.
explain how that came about.
Yeah, I mean, for those of you who may not know, Jacob's Mere, renowned mech market moderator. He is also an artisan maker under the name of Backward Caps. Um, he is a fellow Ohioan, and it was shortly after Taro Round One. He was like, "You should make a Thai tea set." So I Googled what Thai tea looked like, and it was orange. I'm like, ugh, no, I ain't doing that. And then, it was, a couple years later, I had finally started messing around with doing my own renders. And then it was like, April was coming up. I was like, oh, well, hell, I can do my own renders now. I don't need to pay someone to do a joke key set. I can do my own joke key set. Like, well, I guess I'll just do Thai tea and see what happens. And then people actually wanted it, which is apparently my downfall with my April Fool's sets. But yeah, because it was pretty bad though, because I had actually never had Thai tea before. It was pretty much solely he told me to do Thai tea, and I was like, I wanted to practice doing my own renders, so here you go.
I like it. I
That's
like the story.
beautiful.
I think
So
it's good.
Yeah.
it's a cool set. Orange is hard to accomplish. I'm out of focus. Come on, camera. There we go.
Yeah.
Orange is a hard set because like orange is I'm very open about orange is my hands down least favorite color.
Oh yeah.
And it's a hard set, and it's kind of funny because like I look at orange, I can only think of two sets that have done it successfully, which is carbon,
Hmm.
which like
It's a
nothing against
classic.
it's a
Yeah.
classic, but it went by the unfailing algorithm of dark gray, black mods, white alphas throwing an accent color. It's always going to look
Right.
good. And then Kaiju did it really well. I
Mm.
thought GMK Kaiju did orange really, really well. But this is a solid set. You know, you've done a great job capturing that kind of that orangey tan
Yeah.
beige, whatever
Like
the hell you want to call that color.
as much as I, kind of joke about Thai tea, because I genuinely like I don't really like orange as a color. Um, but there's something to be said about forcing yourself to work with a color you don't like that kind of makes you try to get the best out of it.
Mhm.
That it's its own challenge. Kind of like how turning to beige for Analog Dreams, it's it wasn't my first thought by any means. Like it took a while to get to the beige, but like when I'm using something I didn't like, that's what was the best thing for the set,
Yeah.
you know.
I think the other thing is that there's a cohesive quality to Thai tea, even though it may be the orange, maybe you're not into orange, but when you
Mhm.
combine those three colors, it looks
Yeah,
like it fits together. Like it looks
yeah,
aesthetically pleasing, even though you may not be like a big fan of orange, or maybe you're not a big fan of that, super dark purplish color. Um, it does cohesively look good, and I'm excited to see how it turns out. It may be another one where people are like, I should have bought that.
I swear to God, if that's another set where people are like, round two when? I'm just, I don't even know anymore. Yeah.
Well, a set that I imagine will only get one round, and I hope to God it does. GMK Windbreaker
Dude,
is a set that I guarantee I don't even typically get sets day one. I usually because I get paid on like the 20th, so I'm like, I'll get
Right.
it. I'll get it when I get paid, like right after.
Yeah.
Windbreaker might break this for me.
Windbreaker's gonna break our rule of don't buy the same key set.
Yeah. We don't typically buy the same key set. This is one that I think both of us have to have.
Goodness.
If you haven't seen it, it redefines the term colorful. It's very reminiscent of the 90s. I'm sure I have a picture somewhere. Like you should set up a promo where it's like if you send in a picture of you from the 90s on a windbreaker, you get $5 off.
Oh man, that would be great.
And then, but you talk about like using accent colors.
Yeah.
You've used just about every color for accents in this. So tell me about the how you approached this.
I mean, so once again, the lovely Jacob's Mirror gave me my apparently annual April Fool's idea, which was, doing a set based off of windbreakers. So I was trying to figure out a kind of a good way to lean into it, you know. Then I busted out my handy dandy Pantone book And up at the front here, somewhere, there's a page of neons.
So you're just like all of these.
Pretty much. Like, this is where we're gonna start. You know, try to fill some of the gaps in there, but yeah, that was pretty much the basis. You know, trying to like just Google like those old ass windbreakers to try to figure out like, you know, kind of what the best way to represent it is, because you know, you some of the caps you've got the higher contrast, some of them you've got the lower contrast, because you kind of had a little bit of all of that on those jackets. So that's what I tried to kind of work it all in there pretty much.
It's, I mean, just looking at some of these windbreakers. Yeah, I mean, this
You killed
I
it.
don't find a lot of green, but I like that you added green because that color reminds me specifically of like Surge, and then there was another
Mm,
soda. So
yeah.
like it's not you're not just hitting Windbreaker. It's like, to me it's like a 90s key set inspired
Yeah.
keycap set
Yeah.
disguised as Windbreaker, and it's perfect. Like, honestly, I never thought I'd say a set that looks like this and call it perfect, but
It's
I'm saying that the set like this is perfect.
like, honestly, by the time I was done with like figuring out like how I wanted, you know, the colors and everything, like arranged as it were, um, I was very happy with like where it wound up. But like I was wholly like I knew some people would like it. Like, I knew it was ridiculous and that some people would like it. I did not expect such a nostalgic chord to be struck with so many people that it was just like overwhelmingly wanting the set.
Yeah, because that was gonna be my next question. Is given what happened with Tai T going into this, were you like thinking that people would that it would get enough traction to where it could actually happen?
I don't know if I would say I thought it would. I thought it could.
Mhm.
But then, you know, the response was just like, "Oh crap, I have to actually do this, don't I?"
Have fun
Okay.
color matching that set.
That's kind of what's been my hold up recently. You know, I did the renders, I knocked them out like night before, maybe. Like I was finishing them up. But I didn't own this lovely little Pantone book, which is the
Pastels
pastels
and
and
neons.
neons,
Ooh.
because there was one color that I picked out of this book that like my software Keyshot, it has it in there, but I didn't have a physical reference to see how it matched up. And I got this, you know, someone was selling it shortly after April, and I grabbed it, and the color does not match at all. So I've got to just like revise all the colors, you know, get them lined up between real life and the renders and whatnot. But somebody in chat asked if there were novelties in the works, which yes, I actually do. I do have novelties completed actually. I haven't done any renders with them yet. So I'm just kind of waiting to do like a big overhaul post. But basic
Keep it Comic Sans, by the way.
probably that seems appropriate actually.
Right.
Dude, you gotta maintain the theming, you know? Maintain
Yeah.
the theme.
But yeah, for those of you who are excited, if you like the 90s theming, you will love the novelties. I did a bit of a trade with Ray, who did GMK Maestro. Um, he does like novelty design stuff, and I was like,
Mhm.
anybody want renders for novelty design? Anybody? And like he took me up on it, so I'll be doing renders for him eventually. But he did just a buttload of '90s designs. Like we got a Walkman, a CD player, some headphones, a Tamagotchi, like just '90s out the wazoo, basically. So I'm very excited for him.
Yeah. I will say when I first, when on April 1st, I was in a Discord and someone was like, did you see GMK Windbreaker? And naturally, my first thought was, this has got to be a weeb set. So I was wholeheartedly surprised when I opened it up and I was like, oh, like actual Windbreakers. This isn't some anime character that I've never heard of. Like, this is sick. This is dope. And I really hope that you leave a mod tilde plus pipe key in their own separate key.
Okay.
Please. Just like
My vendor will hate me.
like I just think it would be hilarious because that's like a thing now, just to like leave that out completely, which I get it. You know, we talked earlier about it being a revision, and I get that. You want to do that, but make it available.
And it's like this is my vision, but I just want to make everyone happy. So here's this $20 set.
Yeah.
These 2 keys.
God. Amazing.
Slice. Do you guys remember the soda Slice?
Slice
Soda. That was the one. We had that a lot at my household.
I'm gonna look this up.
It was basically it was basically just like off-brand flavored soda, just like grape soda and orange soda and lemon lime. And we had this all the time. This was like the only soda I had for probably the first 3 years of me drinking soda. So, because my parents were brilliant. When I said I wanted coffee, they gave me flat black coffee that was like bottom of the pitcher. And they're like, all right, here, try it. And I tried it. And I was like, that's terrible. Okay, well, that's what it tastes like. And they did the same thing with soda, but they did it with like RC Cola. And I opened it up. And you're like, you have to drink it fast. And so I drank it and it hurt. And they're like, yeah, sorry, that's what it tastes like. All sodas taste like that. And they got like 3 or 4 years out of me before I was like, wait, time out, fuck you.
That's hilarious. That's amazing.
So Lux Cables, hello. So Lux, I'm beginning to think that you only take pictures on the Squid 60. Every time I open up Instagram, it's always there. So well, I'm happy and excited to see the next revisions of Windbreaker because, like, honestly, you know, it'll get compared to Handerbite forever. Someone was bringing up the fact that we colorful sets immediately get compared to Handerbite. I think that's just something that happens in this hobby. People are always looking to compare it to something else.
I mean, like finding patterns like that it's honestly like that is human nature.
Yeah.
And like honestly, like if someone's gonna compare it to Handerbite, like I have no qualms with that. Like as far as like the actual like color blocking and stuff, yeah, I did pull a little bit from Handerbite. Like when there's things that do similar ideas, there's ways you can sort of nod to them at times.
It's also an April Fool's joke, so
yeah,
like
it's also an April Fool's joke.
So, but other than that, do you have? I'm sure you have more key sets up in the pipeline, guys. Again, Analog Dreams Round 2 running right now, on novel keys. So if you want to pick up a set, go on and go to Novel Keys to find it. So it's interesting that you know when you talked about Analog Dreams, how was it designing Analog Dreams coming after Taro? Because when you started with Taro, it was very precise. Like, yes, this is Taro. It's this purple. It's this. Analog
Yeah.
Dreams is a little bit more open. It's a little bit more open concept. So you have that previous, like, oh, I've done this before, but not this open. So how was that challenge?
I mean, honestly, like, so when I was first like kind of gearing up for a second key set, I was kind of like, I almost wanted to do an Arizona green tea set. But then my girlfriend was like, you can't do another tea set immediately after Taro. Then you're just the tea guy. I was like, well, shit, you got me there. Okay, I'll figure out something else.
Now
And
you're still
so
just the tea guy.
I'm still just the tea guy. It's fine. Here we are. But so I was kind of looking at other sets at the time. Really the biggest thing for me was like something like Laser, which is a well-designed set, but everybody calls it Vaporwave, or maybe not everybody, but so many people call it Vaporwave when that is not Vaporwave. It's like synthwave, outrun, like retrowave type stuff. I wanted to do an actual like Vaporwave set. Like that was kind of like the challenge that I set out to do, before I had even really an inkling of what I wanted to do with the actual colors. Because that's what like one of my first stabs at it. It was like the uh the accent magenta was the alpha color.
Ah.
It was bad. It was real bad. But yeah, it was I don't know, just learning to roll with ideas, I guess, because
Yeah.
like that's something I've said a lot about at times when it comes to like key set design is like there's no idea too weird.
Yeah. And one thing I like what you said earlier, that I really want to push to a lot of people is sometimes you said, it's kind of a nod to Handerbite. Windbreaker's a nod to. I think that term really should be used more in key sets
Yeah.
because, like, just putting the pieces together. Well, yeah, this very much has some Hyperfuse Origins vibes to it. You also said Hyperfuse Origins is one of your favorite sets.
Oh, yeah.
No shit. That's kind of just a nod to Hyperfuse. It's different.
It is different. Like
it is different.
You compare
but you
mids,
get that, and it's kind of like, where when someone says, "Well, it looks like that," and it's almost like, "Thank you." I was kind of going for like. I took heavy. I took inspiration from that.
That is a set I enjoy. Like,
yeah,
yeah, and like that's the thing. It is hard at times. Like, it requires a delicate hand that I think not everyone always has, especially when like it's honestly like so many people making key sets, especially now, it's like their first time designing anything, period. And like obviously I was no different, but that was 3 years ago, so like I've got a little bit of experience under my belt at this point, so it's like I've learned along the way, but it's like with how high the standards are now, it's like if you're not careful with like kind of where you're pulling your inspiration from, it's super easy to accidentally go overboard into biting, ripping off territory,
Yeah. And then you're going to get accused for it anyway.
Exactly.
So with that being said, what is, as someone who is seasoned in key set design, obviously the thing that we haven't talked about yet key set crimes. What is something, before we get into key set crimes, what is something that you would what is a piece of advice you would give to someone who wants to get into designing keycap sets? What's the little nod of info that you would be like, hey, always remember this?
I I think the biggest thing would be that the first idea for a key set is going to be the worst idea that you have. Like the very first iteration of a set is probably going to be hot garbage. Like, and don't be afraid to admit that it's hot garbage and evolve it.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Stick
the
to
very
it.
first, yeah, like there, you don't have to scrap it completely. Like you can iterate on it. You know, like I said, the very first version of Analog Dreams had obnoxious magenta alphas that looked like a steaming pile of trash, and now look where it is.
Round 2, baby.
Right.
So, for those who don't know what key set crimes is, it is a stream, and I will let you explain the rest of it, as I don't know if I could do it justice.
Yeah, it is myself and my co-host, the illustrious Mr. Dong Blaster. Um, we also have guests every now and then. But basically, the idea is that we have a new theme each week, and we make a key set around it. And they are some of the most off the wall ideas that should never be a key set. Be it from chat suggestions, guest suggestions, or frankly, this is why I wanted Dong Blaster as my co-host, because I know his brain works wrong because he just comes up with the most off the wall shit.
He did name himself Dong Blaster, so
His name is Mr. Dong Blaster. Well, I linked our Instagram for people to get an idea of the things we've done. It's admittedly a little out of date. There's a few recent ones that we haven't posted, but it paints a picture.
So, to you, what has been the most obnoxious key set crime that y'all have come up with? And what's one where you look at it and you're like, you're done, where you're with the stream and you're like,
Maybe.
this might actually be a pretty good idea.
Oh God, I think the most obnoxious was probably what was it called? GMK Preferences. We did it with Glarses, and basically we did every keycap as an existing colorway, and there was very tenuous connections to the key sets that they were from, and some of them were fucking out there, and some of them, you know, were pretty straightforward. Like we had T for Taro. W was Mecha 01 colored, as in W for Weeb. D was Dracula, so we just deleted the keycap because it hasn't shown up yet.
I'm looking at it right now. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, I believe the G was for Greg. Yeah,
G was for Greg.
Of course.
you know, it was
legendary keycap set.
But yeah, so we try to restrict our stream to like an hour and a half, 2 hours tops. And so I was like flying, trying to figure out, you know, some of the color references for these sets of like, did the designer post the Pantones out on Geek Hack? Like, I'm just flying, searching around while we're also like talking with Glarses. Like, that was the most obnoxious one.
It definitely
sure.
visually is. It is visually is. And then what's the one that you're like, and I think I know the answer to this, but what's the one where you're like, this could actually work. This could actually do well and get picked up.
Gosh, I don't know. Which one could actually do well?
Obviously, the turkey hand.
I love the hand turkey. Like, I love that one so much. That one's because that one was like I try not to bring in my own ideas. Like I try to have Dong Blaster come in with the ideas. That way I'm not like planning ahead of time like what I want to do on the show. I want it to be very improvised. Um, but I thought of the hand turkey, and so he is my son. I don't want to say the diet soda MD because we did that one as an April Fool's, but it was like it was a reverse April Fool's because we did a serious set.
Yeah.
Because what the fuck are we gonna do for April Fool's? Like, what joke set could we possibly do?
Yeah.
So we wanted to do a legitimate set. Um, as far as what could actually be feasible, boy, I don't know.
Honestly,
Um,
the first thing that I saw that I thought of when I was thinking of that question is the 40. The
40 on a
40s on a
40. That was
40.
very good.
I was like, this is memey enough where the 40s community would get behind it and make it happen. No.
True.
Do
If
they
we
buy
did it in
GMK sets? No, they don't. Would they buy this? Yeah, they would.
I did love that one because yeah, that was for the 40% Discord meetup, so we made it on brand.
That's absolutely. When can we see key set crimes?
Well, like I mentioned it earlier, I think before the show, but we've been experimenting with scheduling, trying to figure out, what's a good slot for us, but we'll be back at it this week on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time.
There it is. Very, very nice.
That's
Guys,
our current time, yeah.
very nice. Guys, if you have questions for Mr. Pwade here, Mr. Pwade, please ask them at Mex on Deck just to make it easier on us to find it. And real quick, I will give a quick shout out to all of our sponsors. First up, OmniType GMK Symbiote will be starting in 2 days. So if you like a very, very unique and creepy looking set, by all means, go check it out. Next up, Project Keyboards. You can go to mexondeck.project.link. Not a lot of stuff up at the moment, but GMK Bingsu Round 2 is coming. So fantastic set there. Following that, we've got Canon Keys. You can go to canonkeys.com/mexondeck. Tomorrow, bookmark that. Go ahead and bookmark /mexondeck because tomorrow they've got lots of stuff dropping. If you check out their Discord, tomorrow 11 a.m. Eastern, that is 10 a.m. Mex on Deck time, GMK Honey is dropping. They've got lots of desk mats dropping. They also just released the interest check for the Balance keyboard, which we saw on our stream just a few months ago. So guys, if you want any of that stuff, they've also got a lot of keyboards up for sale right now. Neapolitan switches, lots of stuff on Canon Keys. Go check that out. And next up, kineticlabs.store/mexondeck. They've got great switch options there. They've got storage, lube, just lots of cool stuff. Keycaps at very, very reasonable prices. So go check out kineticlabs.store/mexondeck. Eric, who are we partners with?
Yeah. So first and foremost, Zap Cables. Go to zapcables.com. Get yourself a custom cable kit. You can do it yourself. We got a video that shows you how. You can also check out their desk mats. They got some pretty cool ones that are a little bit unique. And then go to Typebeast. Go to typebea.st. Sign up for the newsletter. Be in the know for new things that are happening in the community. Go to smithrune.com. Stay up to date on what's happening with the boys over at Smith & Rune. The Iron 180 and Iron 165 extras should be coming out soon after those keyboards are shipped. And then 3D Keybs opening back up. Davis is getting better. So head on over there. They got tons of stuff. They just go look. They got lots of different things. You need stuff to help make a keyboard. 3D Keybs probably has it. So check it out.
I'll be seeing her this weekend.
Oh yeah.
So because I had to go say hello. Trey Pop asks 10U spacebar support in a key set when?
Jesus. I have no idea.
Literally never, Trey Pop. I don't think that's a thing that would literally sell to very many people.
Lang's got a 10U keycap.
Yeah,
They are out there.
I think GMK has enough like spacebar complainers that I don't think they would want to introduce a 10U.
Yeah, right. It just comes out and it just is like a wave.
It's just so. Pwade, lots of people make artisans to match sets. Would you ever design a set based on an artisan? Ooh, interesting.
PGID, you fucker, you're just trying to get me to leak stuff.
He has information.
He does. No, it's I can talk about it, but I can't show anything. I was working with Gap on a key set based off of like his claws colorway. But he had various family / personal things going on, and so it's on the back burner. But I really want that set to happen because it's a fucking good colorway, and I pretty much have everything done on my end. It's just like we've got to do like some novelty designs and some stuff like that. But yeah,
that is a good colorway. Also, kind of in line with the like styling of Hyperfuse a little bit, but not quite.
I had to do some stuff to avoid Hyperfuse comparisons.
Yeah.
It is not traditional.
I'm excited. That gets me excited to see it because, and this is something again we've preached on a lot, is doing things differently in key sets and just changing it up and just like going for something that's out of the box, like what you did with Taro round 1. You know,
right?
Like just doing something a little bit different, setting a new mold. Changing it up, and I think it can be the next big thing. Who knows? Maybe it takes a couple years to take off, but who knows?
Yeah. That's the thing. I think it's sort of a matter of like you've kind of got to learn why the standards work how they do. So you've kind of got to learn the rules before you can break them.
Yeah, like musicians, you have to put out the radio bullshit before you can start getting crazy.
Exactly. Like very much so.
Absolutely. Next question, P. Wade. You considered other key set manufacturers other than GMK? Or are you just planning on doing GMK? Maybe other profiles, maybe CAT, CAM, DSS, DCS, SA?
EPBT?
Let's see. What can I say? Considered, yes. Obviously, pretty much every sort of, keycap manufacturer right now is a shit show. And at least when it comes to GMK, if there's issues there, as a designer, I have confidence that the colors will be fine.
Or it'll get fixed.
Yeah.
Or it'll get fixed. When it comes to something like Creative, with DyeSub, I haven't worked with it enough to have that confidence.
Yeah.
That if something goes awry, you know what I mean? Because
you'd rather wait for the right thing than try and force out something.
Exactly. That's the thing. Would I like to do something like Cat Taro? Absolutely. I would like to do that. In a perfect world, yes. But getting those colors perfectly recreated as a reverse DyeSub is no small task. And I want to do something that I feel carries the name of Tar, you know, like I don't
Does it
want to
justice.
diminish it. Yeah. I don't want it to be the shittier version of Taro,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah, it's hard because the only
Um,
one that really instills confidence, I feel like, is PMK with SA.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
but like
Which
it's so completely different. It's hard to.
it is. But I'm looking into SP.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just leave it at that.
There it is. Real TGID says, are there any active key set designers you would enjoy collaborating with, or is it too much creative frustration for two designers to work on a set?
Oh, that's interesting.
That's a good
I mean, you
question.
do work with another designer every single week making
Well,
Geeko sets.
But that's kind of a meme. It's different, you know.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
entertainment.
Oh, I'm aware.
It's not business, you know. Well, it kind of is, but just in a different
um,
capacity.
it kind of depends on what you mean by collaboration.
Well,
Because like in the
you kind of mentioned you're basically doing it, but obviously not a key set designer with the gaff stuff.
right, like there's that, but like even you know, in the past, like GMK Taro, like I got to work with different people. Like I worked with Oblotsky and Zambumon to get the renders done, you know, stuff like that. Or you know, I worked with Outraged Pudding on getting the novelties done, which he's just a designer, not a key set designer, but still. And, you know, for round 2 of Taro, um, you know, I got to work a little bit of back and forth with like Janglad on getting the renders done. Or I had Beep do the new novelties. So it's like I don't like that's it's not exactly a collaboration, but like I still, you know, worked with them. Um but as far as like a more collab, who would I enjoy working with? I mean, honestly, Beep is just he's a fucking pro. Like Beep is he is the kind of designer where like I don't particularly want to own any of his key sets. Honestly, like as a colorway, they're not for
Yeah.
me, but they're just he is so consistent with like his style and all of that. Like he's very good at what he does.
He's the king. To me, he's the king of. I look at it, I'm like, yeah, it's not gonna work, and then it happens, and I'm like, oh shit, he did it. Like it works.
Yeah,
Like it works, and it looks good. Like it
yeah,
succeeds.
yeah. But like if you look at his what's the cam set that he's working on with like all the different like the novelty designs with like you got like the streaming kit, the audio kit, like you know what I'm talking about?
I don't think I've seen that one. I have to look at it.
Oh my gosh, I need to
Playground?
yeah,
Yeah.
Playground.
yeah, that's it. Like there's all these friggin' designs, but they're just so damn consistent.
Yeah.
Like because I think that's a big mistake that you see with like novelties in sets when the design language is just like all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And like Beep is like the antithesis of that for me. Like all his stuff is just so consistent. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, P Wade, thank you very much for joining us this evening. It's been a pleasure, guys. Again, Analog Dreams Round 2 slash Digital Nightmares. Go check it out at Novel Keys. If you want, it's a great set. It's literally right here. This is round 1.
Yep. And
Um,
if you're worried about digital nightmares, rest easy because the base color is the same as Taro. Like it's the modifier purple.
there it
So like we
is.
don't have to color match or anything.
Boom.
I already bought Digital Nightmares, by the way. Just gonna
Did
throw
you?
that out
Thank
there. Yeah, I
you.
did. I did.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's fantastic color. I think we're going to be picking up the spacebar kit because we couldn't
Mm,
get the spacebar kit the first time.
mm.
So we're going to be picking up the same. Plus, I'll be able to share a few extra caps to brighten up the nightmare for Eric there. But thank you very, very much.
Yeah,
And
thanks for having me, guys.
so we look forward to seeing what's next. And please get Windbreaker out quickly.
I will try my best. Oh, before we go, do you guys have marbles or anything?
Yeah, we do. We can.
We do. Are we is there something that we don't even know about?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Let's do us and oh, you know what? Actually, we'll make it winner's choice, whether they want analog dreams or digital nightmares.
Look at that. Surprise giveaway. We didn't and 100% didn't even know this.
Shit, I gotta log into my Steam account. I'm such a bad gamer. I'm not logged into Steam.
Whoa, bro. Dude, I thought you were a gamer.
Dude, I gotta figure out. I gotta remember what my password is. Let's see here. Nope, that's not it. Let's see here. Okay, trying to find it. Send it to you, Dave, like forever ago. I changed it for you, but then I think I changed it back. Damn it.
This is kind of hilarious.
I love it.
Guys, so I will be building this keyboard that is already built, but with 150 gram hippo switches.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I've got sausage fingers, man. So, guys, check that out this Saturday. It will happen at noon. And then next week, I will actually be gone next Wednesday. So it's kind of a co-run / interview stream with Quakeums, I believe, will be joining
Yes,
Eric. So it is my anniversary next week. So I will be not available on the Wednesday evening stream, but and then normal Tuesday stream as well. And then don't forget our subathon is coming up. That is June 25th. It will start Friday, June 25th at 8 p.m. and will hopefully go for the 24 hours. There is a 24-hour cap on it. Real TGID, thank you for the happy anniversary. 150 gram tricks trying to work on your finger strength. I think it's fine. Like I love messing with it. I think it's just fun, right? I don't use this board that much, so it's just a fun board. I got that board to tri-stacked acrylic, and it has like the old Mechs on Deck logo on it, and it's just a cool board. And I was like, well, let's do something different with it. That's a board I'll pull out for like a day or two and then put it back. So,
Yeah. Also, Doubleday asked about any Ohio meetups. Yes, there are. We've done a bunch in the past, but we actually have one coming up. July 31st, we're going to be having a Columbus meetup. If you're in Detroit, Columbus wouldn't be too bad.
Columbus is a really cool city. I mean, it's a fucking city. It's not a town. But it's a really cool, like, it's very reminiscent of Austin. I don't know if you've ever been to Austin.
No, I haven't.
It's got the university and
Sure.
it's still got it's like it has a big city vibe, but it's not a big city vibe because it's a cool little area.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm almost ready. I'm just getting.
It is all Gucci, man.
But yeah, we for I mean, being Ohio, I would say we have a surprisingly active little community.
Absolutely. So, filling more time so there's no dead air. It's all
It's
Gucci.
the best.
It
Dude.
is the best. Well, thank you very, very much for doing this. Of course.
Oh,
Again,
Hey.
not a
we
problem,
had no
guys.
idea.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm ready to watch our viewer numbers as things get posted in Discords as fast as possible. Just rise to like double.
Yeah.
So, Double Day, thank you for gifting 3 tier 1 subs.
Ooh,
Major
fancy.
props. He said something earlier that break wind faster. Where was it though? Also, Switch coming soon. Yeah, the Anubis Switches. I don't know exactly when they'll launch, but they are, at least the last time we talked, it was going to be like late next week, but I could be wrong. Gnarly Charlie. Oh, I definitely posted in the Discords. So, yeah, lots of fun stuff.
I'm just
Helping you guys chill as I have no time to design anything right now. Hey, you don't have to design full time to make something dope.
true. I'm just waiting for Marbles to update. It's got 3 seconds left.
Classic.
And there we go.
Yeah.
All right. Are we good?
I should
Are we good?
check out. I should make sure that my marbles is updated and ready for what will basically be like a 80% marbles stream on the 24th. So
Yeah. Now I have to restart Steam because it has to update in order to apply the update that I did.
Oh my god.
Fun. You know, I don't really play games on Steam, so I didn't even realize I was logged out of Steam, which is crazy.
Gnarly
Yeah.
Charlie for you. Thank you for the post in DD server. He says, "Hey, by the way, you got a little extra time. Eric can't remember his login, so we got a couple more minutes to filter in."
Oh,
Hey,
man.
listen, we're getting there. All right. The game capture's getting set up. All right. Look at this.
But yeah, if you
Oh.
want a little fun fact for Digital Nightmares, I came up with the name before I had anything else in mind.
That's cool. There you go. Hydrate. I don't have water. I ran out of soda like at the beginning, and I've been like just breathing.
Just trying to get those last little drops.
Like, oh, I wonder if there's any condensation.
Did it come back? Did it refill magically?
Magically. There we go.
Marbles is up and going.
Oh yeah.
So, do you have a favorite map?
No.
Do you have a favorite number?
I mean 3.
How long is 3? I don't want it to be like 13 seconds. Three, well, you got a lot of people voting 3 anyway.
There we go. I can show you all this. So you
Oh,
can see
nice.
marbles in real time.
Nice, nice.
All right.
Don't
Exclamation
need
point
no
vote
stream.
3. Is this. Am I connected? Yeah, I'm connected. Votes aren't coming through. Sick. Am I logged?
Well, the vote we can choose 3 because I see 3s more than
Whoops.
anything, and 69, of course, because why not?
Cool.
Oh,
I had to log into it again. All right. All right. 3. We'll do 3. We'll pick 3. And then hopefully this is now all logged in. Exclamation point play, and it's working.
Looks like it's working. All right, get in, guys.
Oh,
We'll leave
yeah.
it open for like 2 minutes. So welcome new viewers of Max on Deck.
What are we giving away? What's on the table?
Winner's choice of base kit, whether they want Analog Dreams or Digital Nightmares. I ain't gonna force them to. I ain't gonna force one choice upon them. They can choose which they prefer.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Very,
Again.
very nice.
Exclamation point play, get in here.
Get on in here. Thank you again. This is for a group buy spot. Full disclosure: this set has not been made yet.
Yeah.
You will not receive it
You will get it
anytime
in a
soon.
while.
It will probably be next summer when it shows up.
Yes.
So full disclosure there.
We'll go here in about a minute when the clock strikes 9:56 for me, which just happened. I'll give you a couple.
But if it makes you feel any better, there won't be delays due to color matching.
Boom.
True.
That is the benefit of round 2s.
They also, they come out a little bit quicker.
Yeah. Because, I mean, that's the thing. You don't have to deal with the whole, like, sampling process. Like,
Which that's
can
like
be a nightmare.
GMK Terra, literally.
Yeah.
That took an extra 4 months because they just didn't send a color.
Yeah. I mean, look at Dracula.
Yeah.
Like,
one day that set will ship.
I feel bad for everyone involved on Dracula.
oh, for sure.
They just want to make it. They just want to make it good.
Yeah.
All right, I'm behind. I don't know how to speed up. I'm just gonna go high. Well, looks like
This is wild.
this is one of the ones where it's 3 laps. I can't go as fast as the marbles go.
There
Who
you
do we
go.
got up
Musical Eclipse in the lead.
In the lead, I like
Oh.
props to the Pay Money Wubby profile picture. I appreciate that in his grape suit. But hey y'all, took over.
Hey y'all.
I don't think
Man,
this
they're really
is
pulling out.
Dude, hey y'all's like, he's got a lead.
Yeah.
It's lap 2 of
Really?
3. But he's about to hit his 3rd lap, and Deicide alone.
No, he's not slamming into the walls. That's the key. He's got the inside track because he's totally controlling this. But because that's what I'm seeing is when you slam into the wall, it just slows you down so much.
Yeah.
Dude, he is just destroying right now.
Oh!
All right,
Got someone catching up.
Oh, Deicide alone.
Nope.
He's in the final stretch.
Oh.
Man.
Choman coming in, number 3. And doesn't matter. Hey y'all, just like
Showman in 2nd place, almost with the sick comeback. Congratulations. Hey y'all, just PM me on Discord. And or Pwade in Discord. He just joined the Mex on Deck one, so you can search him by the welcome channel.
Yes.
And reach out, and we will happily get you taken care of there. Again, guys, Saturday I will be building an SM Keyboards 60% keyboard. So be sure to check that out. I will ask Pwade, do you know of anyone that you follow that streams that you would like to rate?
Oh, geez. No, not really. I don't see anyone live. Oh, wait. I see Diego's.
Okay. Yeah, we can raid Lightning.
Raid a Twitch partner,
Let's just make sure
So,
he's
alright.
not like gonna end in like 2 minutes.
Like the last time. He looks like he's lubing stabs.
He just started. He's 40 minutes in, so we're good.
Okay. So, but thank you again, Pwade, for coming on the show, and good luck with Analog Dreams Round 2 and Digital Nightmares.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. This was very fun, guys.
And thank you again for giving away a set.
Absolutely.
It's been a pleasure. And with that being said, guys, we are going to be closing it up for tonight. And again, come hang out. Chewy will be building his SM60, as he calls it, SM Keyboards 60%. I almost said Saturn 60. That was 2 weeks ago.
That's
But yeah, he's going to be building that with some 150 gram hippos. Is that what you said? Good Lord.
Oh, yeah.
His fingers are going to be getting a workout this Saturday at noon. So come hang out. But yeah, we'll see y'all then. Bye-bye.